Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Salty Sweet Games, where we shenanigan, sob, and smooch our way through tabletop role-playing games. I'm one of your hosts, Salty,
And I'm
and
sweet.
these various assorted spices are our friends. Wow, look at that sanity score. Wow. This is great. It's going well so far. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Hello, hi, welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our long-running pulp action meets cosmic horror campaign. Before we go around and chat with everyone, I have some things to say, starting with I'm really enjoying Stranger Things Season 4 so far, and I hope you are too. The end of Episode 4 destroyed me. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like literally about to burst into tears. So I highly recommend it, as it has probably inspired the end of this campaign in a way. Okay, great. Good to go. What else? I should probably shout out our sponsors. I should shout them out. Starting with Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We're part of their ambassador program, which highlights indie tabletop creators all across the interwebs. We're doing a giveaway today. Get hype. It'll run through the whole thing. We're giving you 10 games, 10 free games for 10 years on Roll20. Get hype. There's some good shit on here. Let me actually move, of course, I put my Streamlabs right over my notepad. Come here. What do I got for y'all? I've got Call of the Netherdeep. I've got Companion's Tale. I've got Spoken Magic, Dialect, For the Queen, The Quiet Year, Alice is Missing, the Nebula Award-winning Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Monster of the Week, and Power Rangers. So, get in on that. I want to give you free stuff. Great. Also, thanks to our other sponsors, Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. If you like your shiny math rocks, if you like your soaked bean energy. These are great companies to get them from. I'm actually drinking coffee from my Grinding Coffee Co. mug this morning. Delicious. So yes, please enter that giveaway. It's a big one. Thank you to everyone who has been with us all this way. And for the last leg of the journey, my estimation is 10 to 15 episodes left. I think closer to 10, actually. We'll see how it goes. We don't know. But it's been a journey, and we must get over this last leg. If you want to support us further, there are tip incentives listed down below that can seriously impact the game using our Streamlabs tip jar. You click on the panel, affect the game, it'll take you where you need to go. They're fine. I know you see that sanity score and you're like, seems bad, but they're fine. It is always so appreciated, but it is never expected. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X, N, and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell, or whatever it is they're going to go through today, the players are here to have fun, and they are a priority always. So, we should probably talk to him. Let's start with Kienna, who looks fine and not nervous at all.
I'm perfectly cool, and everything's great. Everything's fine here in Egypt.
Yeah.
So great. Everything's great. But yes, hello. I'm Kienna. I'm the Sweet the channel. My pronouns are she and they. But today I am playing Irene Blackwell, whose pronouns are she and her. She just saw her family for the first time in forever, possibly in danger, but she had too much faith in people. So either that's gonna turn out great for her or it's gonna be real bad, and we don't know which one it is yet. We'll find out the consequences for her action later.
Definitely later, much later, if you find out at all. Fantastic. Let's go over to Allison.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Allie. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, once the quintessential woman of the age of reason and progress, now she who surrenders herself to the madness to fight the madness. And I gotta tell you, there's a thing that happens when your girlfriend is the GM and she wakes you up in the morning saying, I just had an idea for the most evil twist. And that thing is that you are both turned on and terrified. And that is how I feel at this moment right now. Welcome to my world.
Scaroused is the word you're looking for, I think.
Thank you.
Scaroused.
Yes.
Also, thank you, Hawk, for our vitamins. Thank you so much. I'm not saying they need them, because they don't. They're fine. Speaking of someone who's very fine, let's go down to Summer.
My God, I am the finest. I do need those. As we saw last episode, I was literally living on them. They're more than vitamins. They are my life force and my air. Hi, I'm Summer, and I use she, her pronouns, and today I'm playing one Mr. Charlie Rapp who uses he, him pronouns. Can't believe that he's back. What the fuck? I wish he weren't right now, but it's fine. Like, no biggie. And what to say about Charlie? For those of you who are like, really have been missing him, or maybe like are just now coming into the show and you're just like, who is he? He's rich. He's like good at shit, like mostly everything. He's really hot. And he's a psychic. He's literally the complete package. Charlie funding is back. Jackson Elias's fund can rest easy. I've got this covered. I've got the cashola. Yeah, and I've missed my boy. He's not good mentally or physically, but he's with us.
Delicious. Fantastic. And last but not least, of course, Tommy.
It'd help if I could find my mouse. Hello, hi, I'm Tommy, an imperative Penguin Sister. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III. And, you know, to quickly sum up what Summer said, Charlie is essentially the worst, but in the best kind of way. But I am Zeb is once again conflicting feelings about Charles. Just always conflict, like that's just eternally. Like, I feel like everyone's reaction to Charles being around, being back in their life is conflicted about it. Do you want to punch him? Do you want to hug him? Who knows? We'll find out. Also, Zeb is a little worried because he did see his younger sister getting a shotgun marriage because she's or got shotgun married because she's pregnant.
Super pregnant.
With a mobster. And saw her in danger and well, had to make the hard decision not to try and save her if it was real. He doesn't know. He doesn't think it was real.
Smart.
Just gonna go with that.
Denial is always the smart choice.
Yep.
In Cthulhu. So good. Okay, it sounds like everyone's super chill and fine. So, if you are joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time, this motley crew is trying to stop an apocalyptic event from occurring. Their journey started when their good friend Jackson Elias was murdered for investigating the infamous Carlisle expedition, the members of which were all formerly presumed dead. Since then, they've uncovered a global conspiracy involving various death cults who all worship different aspects of the same god. Many names, many forms, but all the same end to one end. This has taken them from Peru to New York to England, Shanghai, Australia, and now to Egypt. The cults were working together to build a machine to tear open the sky, but our heroes stopped that part of the plan. But it ain't that easy. The cults in Africa, and perhaps elsewhere, you don't know, are still thriving and preparing for the great ritual on January 14th, 1926. Which is a number of days from the day that it currently is. You don't know, any number, pick a number. Last time The investigators uncovered the fabled hidden tomb within the bent pyramid and were confronted by the Black Pharaoh himself, who brought Charlie to them and offered them a gift. With a wave of his hand, portals opened onto scenes which showed your loved ones in imminent danger. He promised you could step through, save them, and come right back. But only one of you took him up on his generous offer. Ava Cowles stepped through, used her telekinetic powers to divert the bullet that ended her father's life in Australia, and she barely made it back through the closing portal. But the chamber she entered was empty. Wherever she is, whenever she is beyond our reach for now. The rest of you are in the chamber, alone for the time being. What do you do?
Ganymede rushes over to Zeb, ignoring Charles for the moment. Having seen Zeb thrown across the room.
Zeb is like, I think it's like on one, like on one knee at the moment. Like he managed to get back up barely, and definitely looks worse for the wear.
Yeah, she runs up to you and is down on her knees next to you in a heartbeat and kind of looking you over. And she says, that was either the most foolish thing or the most bravest thing, the bravest thing I've ever seen. Zebulon, please never do that again.
Yep, yeah, no. Heard loud and clear, Dan.
Can I perform any first aid on Zeb?
Sure.
That book of yours wouldn't happen to have anything that could, make someone feel better. Like, I know it's real good at telling you how to, like, do not so good things to people, but any of the opposite?
I don't think so, but I've got some tincture and bandages here. Just sit still. And I think she looks back over her shoulder at Charlie and Irene as she's trying to do something to help Zeb a little bit here.
Zeb, you get 1d4 hit points back from the first aid.
So the room has completely returned to normal now, the way it was when the group first came in with Ava. And Mr. Black Pharaoh no longer here. Portal on the wall closed, gone, goodbye.
Yeah, you can see everything else in here.
Is the entry door we came in still gone?
No, it is open behind you.
Aww.
Make a listen check.
Anyone?
Zeb isn't even listening.
I love listening.
It's like, I think I may have.
Oh my god. The
Irene is just
one-upsmanship
like,
happening
I want to be anywhere but right here, right now.
Yep,
I will
exactly.
focus on anything but this moment right here.
Irene, distantly, and you know this place is very, very echoey, except at least when you were coming up, this room seems to have this pervasive silence. But distantly, you can hear voices. You think a man and a woman and footsteps.
So I think after this whole thing, she had been like that wall that she had been holding on to prevent herself from going towards the portal. She had like slid against that wall and just like been sitting on the floor, just taking deep, calm breaths, trying to stay grounded. And as she hears this, the sounds of the footsteps and talking, she comes back to, there's someone coming. And she'll get back up onto her feet, and I think she just kind of heads right towards the entryway, to kind of be like possibly in a like protective stance, possibly in a just what is checking out. Like she's just she's on edge.
Yeah. What's
Ganymede?
yeah.
Ganymede presses takes your hand, Zeb, and puts it over one of the bandages and says, "Keep pressure on this." And she'll get up with her shotgun and kind of stand on the other side of the door from Irene, perhaps, to see who, just in case we don't like who's coming.
What's Charles doing?
Vibing. He was staring at the throne, like as the portal closed and as the pharaoh disappeared, and he's still just staring at it. He's just kind of standing there, like, doesn't seem to like even notice that anyone is moving around him at all. And then I think he just kind of looks over at the wall where the portal had been. He hasn't looked at it since he first like took his eyes off of it. And he just starts laughing.
Glad you could join us, Charles. Charles.
Yeah, I think he's just been chuckling. Like, it's not like crazy laughter. It's like definitely ill-placed, but yeah, he kind of stops and looks over at you, Zeb. I don't think he says anything. Yeah, he just kind of stares at you.
Sam just kind of looks a little like, well, he just kind of waves from where he's sort of like, yeah, there, Charles? You got all your rocks in your head? Well, whatever rocks were there before.
Physically, I am definitely here.
Well, that's something, I suppose. You mind helping me up?
Yeah, he'll come over and extend a hand to help get you to your feet.
Zeb will grab it.
He looks fucked. Like, he really is fucked up. He's at like 6 HP as well. He's like down bad. Really tired. I think he looks, because his magic is gone too, so he's look pale. He like just does not. Very dirty.
Are you trying to convince me not to punch your character right now?
If you punch him, he could die. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
No, I don't.
And I'd let him. I wouldn't even. Yeah. I would take it.
I think Zeb was 100% about to punch Charles, and then looks at Charles, like legitimately does look at Charles, like, he's like, maybe not.
He looks dead. Like, if you're looking in his eyes, he looks dead in his eyes. It's not good vibes.
Well, you look about how I feel right now.
Yeah. Where are we?
We are in the Bent Pyramid right now. At the top of it, I think.
Great.
Yeah. A lot has happened.
Yes, it has.
I have got a fancy new sword.
So much has happened, Charlie. You've missed everything. I have a sword. I have a sword now. Literally nothing else. That's it. I think he just kind of pats you on the shoulder. Pat, pat. Good for you, kiddo.
At this moment, Irene and Ganymede, you can see torchlight coming up the last ramp to the entrance. And then you hear like the clattering of things, like something's been dropped. And then you hear quick footsteps coming right up to you.
I call down before whatever it is kind of turns the corner. Slowly now. Wouldn't want to be mistaken for someone who needs to be shot.
Miss Graves? Is that you? It's Salim.
Oh, thank God. It's the boy.
Yeah, we're both like, oh.
William, did you blow in the hole? Did it work?
I have a friend with me. Please do not shoot her. It was, yeah, he comes around the corner with his hands up, kind of kicking, like, what looks like a bundle of tools. Like, you can see a pickaxe.
Oh, dude is ready.
Yeah. So he rounds the corner with his hands up. It's open! You are here! I can't believe how there was just stone? So I did what you said. I did exactly what you said. And then rounding the corner, you see Neris, who does not have her hands up.
And Ganymede.
He did go and talk to a cat.
Talk to a cat.
Good job.
He did.
He did.
Good job, Salim.
Ganymede lowers the weapon fully at this point, and she rolls her eyes and she says, "Oh, look what the cat dragged in."
That's very good. That's very good, Miss Graves, says Salim. So, yes, I told a cat, and then this very beautiful, woman arrived the next day, and she convinced the guards to let us back in here. And I opened the stairs again, like you told me, but it was rock. We've been trying to figure it out without attracting too much attention, but Miss Neris is very persuasive. I was finally able to get tools in here, but it did cost me most of the money that Mr. Zebulon gave me.
I'm walking over at this point, like
Okay.
with Zeb. I'll help Zeb if he needs help.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
Next day?
Oh, yes.
How quickly did you find her?
The next day she came. And then it was another day to get back in, and now it is the next day. It is Wednesday.
Nah, wasn't it Sunday when we came in here?
Yes. And Neris, when Charles comes into view, you've never seen this woman.
No, I haven't, but she's got gold eyes. You said she does.
I was about to get to
Nice,
that if you calm down. Hot, just like utterly like mwah. Bobbed hair, dark skin, and golden eyes.
Mm.
Well. You found him. Nice to see you again, Charles.
I think it like takes Charlie a second to like click. Brain has not been working. I've been in the hole for several weeks, months. I don't know. And I think he just kind of, his face is like goes from like confused to a smile, and then he'll wink at her.
Nice. Yes, it is Wednesday. Wednesday, September 16th, 1925, 120 days before the Great Ritual, and 2 days before the next new moon, which means tonight is the Ritual of Resurrection.
Question. What day was it when I did a little touchy on a statue?
Oh
Do
my
we remember the
God.
date for that?
It's like several weeks ago.
What page I'm on?
It was more than
in
that
my
ago.
notes.
Like
I'm in
couple
324. It was you came out July 4th, so it was like July 1st.
Okay.
Nailed it, because y'all came out July 4th because of the dynamite. I remember. Yeah.
We're gonna have fireworks. We only have dynamite.
Yep.
A solid
2 months.
2 months. Yeah, this is the first Charlie's getting of exactly how long he was gone. He knew he was gone for a while, but he was like, "Oh damn, I didn't need to eat for 2 months. Crazy." Yeah. Then Charlie internalizes that.
Like that can't be. That can't be. We were only in here for what, an hour?
Zeb, out of literally everything that has happened to us, this is the thing that quote unquote can't be.
No. You know what, Charles? We don't need that right now.
Aw, I missed you. Zeb, and Neris gonna walk over to you. You're looking a little worse for wear.
Yep. Yeah. Just nothing a little dirt won't fix.
You know what I was just thinking? Like, as I came in here and saw Charles, there he is. You found him. Congratulations. Do you have my scrolls?
Zeb's gonna look at Wu, and then yeah, they're in my pack. You can grab them and do whatever you need to do.
She puts like a hand on your cheek and you can feel her little sharp nails kind of stroke you. And then she, like, as she's going over to your pack, you see her like looking around the room at all the carvings and maps and things. Just
For
looking. Yeah.
For the carvings. Can I look at the carvings? Because
Of
I know
course.
things that sweet Ava does not know.
Yes. There's the hemispheric map, the astronomy wall, and then the other wall, that the bas-relief wall. That was the one that they were not able to translate last time.
Yeah, I'll go to the most interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, the hemispheric map stands out.
Yeah.
Let me just share it again with the whole class.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, let me get over here so everyone can see. It's a little too big. There we go. Yeah, so there are 3 rubies on 3 specific points. One appears to be off the coast of China, one is in northwest Australia, and one seems to be, I don't know, maybe in Kenya or somewhere around there. And there's the ebony inlay, the arc. Actually, you should make an occult check for this. I would take Cthulhu Mythos, whichever's higher.
My occult is great. No, it isn't.
Strong start.
I'll use the re-roll, because, like, whatever. Why not?
Ooh, frisky. Okay. So, the thing that occurs to you that didn't occur to anyone else before, they were kind of focused on the arc and the eclipse, right? You remember some of the things Muxian shared about this kind of ritual he thought was happening, and that it would need, obviously, immense amounts of energy, of power, but also that, like, spells usually have focus points. Even if you're just standing in a formation or the formation you draw, there are like points of strength. And putting together everything that you know, I think you can surmise that, or deduce that you think maybe that's what those rubies are. Knowing the spot in Australia where you were, knowing about where Grey Dragon Island was.
Yeah.
With your
Those are
occult.
focus points.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have anything with me really? Like, what stuff do I have?
You have your tarot cards, and that's it.
They took my connection urn too.
They certainly did.
What? Fuck them. Okay. That's really upsetting. Okay. I will lock it in my noggin.
I think Zeb sees Wu looking around the room, saying, "Any of it mean anything to you? Can you read any of it?"
Yeah. She kind of like yawns. The old one shall come hence, all shall tremble before their awful might.
Okay, that sounds pretty typical.
That one's more interesting.
Which one is she pointing at?
She's pointing at the bas-relief wall with all the glyphs on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. What does it say?
Oh, you know, it foretells of the impending birth of the child of the Black Pharaoh within... What is that? Mountain of the Black Wind. Oh, it's like a little save the day, but like for a baby.
A absolutely terrifying Antichrist sounding baby.
Yes, that's why I thought it was interesting. But that's not for a while.
What do you mean by a while?
Oh, you don't need to worry about it, Irene.
We've just passed 5 days in an hour. It's 3 days in an hour at least. It's rationally, I'm not quite sure that's true. When is it?
Make some kind of check. And she
Oh,
smiles
God.
like the cat who ate the cream.
Can I make a check too? I'm gonna give her a look. It's like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Just be like, you skank. Just do it.
Woo, the demon skank.
Well, it's a very bad charm roll.
I mean, it's kind of nice. So that's how you're charming her? You're looking at her like...
Yeah, I'm giving her a look. We lived in the same brain for forever.
You did.
So it's like I'm just giving her that look, and she knows exactly what Charlie's thinking. Like, just please stop it. Look at us. Fucking look at us. Just look. Like, help.
No. She does have to... You know, she does have her scrolls.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to work for it, which is great.
She had to do no work
Which
whatsoever.
Zeb was going to remind her.
Yeah. So we'll take this as a win for the team. Combined win. At first she's looking at you, Ganymede, and like batting her eyes like, say please. And then she sees Charles and she rolls her eyes. Stands up with her scrolls. What do they call it in jolly old England, or is that in America? I get so confused when I'm in other people's heads. All Hallows Eve. Because it needs time to develop, I assume.
Mean that,
Right.
like,
Halloween
this
baby.
year or next year or
What year is it?
1925.
Are
right?
you sure?
1925.
She smiles at you.
This is me. This is me.
Charlie
Claire.
actually,
This is
Charlie
Italy.
laughs out loud. Charlie, real. That's a funny joke.
Yes, this year. And then it will lead the great ritual, which I assume it's referring to what it says over there. And that's the one you've seen with the planets aligned and all that. Demons know shit, you know?
They do.
They do.
They really do know shit. Well, we can't say for sure, but this does potentially line up with Miss Master's pregnancy. At least it's the only person I can think of who has been in connection with all this, who has records of being pregnant.
How long ago was that, though?
1919, as far as you knew.
But also, who the fuck knows with this type of shit?
Yeah, true.
It's true.
Yeah. Ew.
You're just like,
The long,
what?
long,
Imagine being pregnant
long.
for 6 years.
No, I don't want to. I'm. Don't
Someone's ready.
prefer not to. I'm 14 weeks in, and I'm like, huh? No, absolute not. That's not happening.
At this point, Salim says, where is Miss Cowles?
We don't know. She, how to explain this? Another doorway opened and she went through it and she didn't come back. We don't know how or why, and clearly kind of gestures to the room. That doorway doesn't exist anymore.
Hello. I'm Salim.
Charlie rap, and I'll go over and shake his hand.
Yeah. Oh, soft hands.
I
Thank you.
love
Sunny.
this boy so
I
much.
do. No, I do.
Seems amazing.
That's probably the first smile from Ganymede since it all happened. Salim, is the car outside?
Oh, yes. I've kept it tip-top.
Well, if it sounds as though we have somewhere to be this evening. You didn't bring any food by any chance, did you?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've eaten some of it, but yes.
Of course, that's fine. Well, I think I'll take one last look around. I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I think Irene's gonna do some like quick rubbings of some of the glyphs, especially the ones that Neris has pointed out as like, these are interesting.
Yeah.
Think definitely like kind of like, okay, we're just gonna put the paper up and charcoal over it. Yeah, but I think it's fairly quick and probably like less. It's more rushed and less detailed
Yeah.
than she would normally do because she's just like, I don't want to be here.
Yep. Okay. All of you are headed out. And you find your way down much the same way you found your way up. And the car, when you exit, it's a bright, sunny morning.
I can't see. I can't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Dark hole to dark room. Not pleasant.
To bright desert. So, where are you off to next, gang?
Well,
Dang, fill me in.
That was Neris asking.
Ah,
Yeah.
Well, we've got the Clive expedition to check up on at some point. And to figure out where this ritual is happening.
You wouldn't have any idea of that, would you? I'm asking.
Me? No.
I look at the others for a quick moment. I think I probably pass over Zeb here, but I do look. I look at the others for a moment, and then I look back at her and say, you know, we could use someone of your talents. Can never have enough friends in this work. Wouldn't be interested in accompanying us, would you?
No. No, 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 no. No. No.
Well, probably the wiser for you and the better for us.
When I come out of the pyramid or like at any point, have I felt the feeling that I was feeling when I was getting taken to the hole where Agatha was trying to connect with me?
Say that one more time.
Can I feel Agatha at all? Because she was trying to connect with me she sensed that I was in the area when I was being taken to the hole.
You
So
don't
I'm wondering.
sense anything right now.
Okay, cool.
But oh, I do have something to give you, a little present. Little present. From Neris's goddess. Out of her bag, she pulls a little carved pendant of black granite in the form of an Egyptian cat, approximately 2 inches in height, hung from a sturdy thong of plaited leather. And I kind of hate giving this to you, but it seems fair.
Who is she giving it to?
Zeb. He's tokens on tokens on tokens.
Yes, Zeb's just got
First a sword and now a cat statue.
I love how
I
Zeb
mean,
is just getting all of
Don't
these.
forget,
like,
he's got the protection
also-
amulet.
he's got the protection amulet.
He's got the drip going.
He's like your paladin, right? You just load him up with the magic item so he can wreck.
Yeah, at the moment he's at 8 HP, so a stiff breeze for one of these creatures. Well, that's mighty kind of you. Is there anything I should be aware of when it comes to this thing?
It will, well, cats will always be friendly to you. Isn't that nice? And including big cats. Big cats. And I am kind of included in that. Isn't that nice? But, Zeb, look at me. If you ever were to harm a cat, well, it would not end well. I'd come and visit you.
Now, when you say a cat, if it's some sort of weird creature from like some other dimension controlled by one of these strange eldritch beings, is that included?
I don't know. Do you want to test it out?
I mean, if it's a life or death situation, I'm gonna have to.
I guess we'll see then.
All right, then. Thank you. And thanks for coming to help us.
everyone gets 3 sanity points for completing this side quest. And plus 1d10 of luck.
Luck is a free resource.
Look.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Aren't you happy?
Boom.
Well, how about HP? How much HP?
None.
do we-
0 HP. Maybe I'll take HP away.
Hey, chat.
No,
did you
I'll
know
take
there's
HP away from you.
Chat, did you know there's a way that you can help this game out? And heal
Roll your
yourself?
dice.
If you look down below.
Roll your dice.
It's a 1d10, right?
Yeah, 1d10 luck gained.
Let's go. Luck is a free resource.
Nice, nice, nice. And Neris will head out. Great, and you are alone with Salim, who's like watching her walk off, just like awed.
What's the chance that's not the last time we see them?
She seemed to make that quite clear, to you at least, Zebulon.
I suppose I should hold on to this thing.
Cassiopeia gave some healing to whoever needs it, and I can't think of anyone, so thank you for your tip. No one gets, yeah.
I'm at lower HP than Zeb. I would just like to remind.
I'm the one who shielded them.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Tommy Shield.
Excuse me.
Tommy Shield.
I deserve to heal too.
And Irene
I'm
gets
headed down.
gets a roll on the Eldritch gift table from Kawaifu.
God, thank
Thank
you.
you, y'all.
All right,
I'm
let's-
down to roll for each other. You can have it
Just
if you would like.
another-
No,
life
just
preserver.
roll. We'll just roll a 100, and whoever gets lower gets it.
Whoever gets low. That's right.
Yeah.
This is opposite land.
79.
Oh, come on! Come on! I had 78 other numbers I could have rolled.
I'll let you use your reroll.
Fine, I'm not using. I don't have that many rerolls.
I know.
It's 1d10. What was it? What is it?
It's not 1d10. It's like 1d8.
What is it for real though?
For
It's
heal
1d8.
for HP healing, it's a d8.
Okay.
Bitches.
Can't- That's not fair.
That's what you get.
I
Shut
think
the fuck
it's
up. I'm still lower than you.
Let's see what I would have gotten.
wow. But yeah.
That's not fair.
Okay. No, I'm merciless. Okay, where are we going?
No, you're not. Let me
I'm
roll again.
merciless. I'm a evil GM.
Let me roll it again. It's not fair.
Okay, roll it again, but -1.
Okay. Woo! Okay.
I'm
Better.
God, I'm too nice. I hate myself. Thank you both. Okay. So Salim is like, so we were going to Memphis? That was next on the agenda, right?
That's where the Clive expedition is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the pyramid of Nitocris? The pyramid where
The
we
pyramid
think
where they found the
Yes.
mummy. It's Giza.
That's an okay.
It's my Serenus's pyramid.
Why did they? Okay. Yeah, I mean we have no idea where this ritual is going to take place, but
people at the Clive expedition might have an idea
might
better.
we need to
than we would.
hurry?
We need to rush.
Yes.
All right. This is Zeb's time.
Yep, Zeb, make a drive auto check.
I would
Once
just like
again-
to say before we get in the car,
Yeah.
because we're all piling in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just quickly just grab Ganymede
Yeah.
by the arm.
Yeah.
And just give her like a really big hug.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, you grab her and turn her towards you and then hug her and she's pretty stiff. But I mean, she generally is, right?
Yeah.
With this kind of show of affection. But after a moment, she melts a little bit, I think. And then as you pull away, as you pull back, she says, I imagine you have quite a story to tell us.
He kind of laughs. It's much shorter than you would think.
And then quietly, she says, did you find her?
He just nods.
Well, time and a place. Yes? Time and a place. Let's go.
Get in the car.
Zeb's like honking.
I really want to know how we're seated in this car.
Me
just
too.
Because of this awkward dynamic.
100% shotgun. Danny means
Does
that
that mean
shotgun.
that?
So Irene and Charlie
Okay.
are, and
And
Salim is
Salim's
between
in the
them.
middle.
In the middle.
Yes, absolutely.
Between the two of them.
Yeah.
In the middle.
I think
Like I think Irene normally would have been in the middle because she is the
So
smallest.
small, yeah.
But like
He's like,
I,
no, absolutely not. I get
Yeah,
car sick. I need the window.
yeah, I think she very specifically and normally she'd be selfless about it. She'd be like, yeah, I'll sit in the middle, no problem. I think she very specifically sits on the side seat. Doesn't say a word about it.
Okay. As soon as everyone's in the car, Zeb's gonna kick it.
kick it. Yeah, 45.
Where that drive roll at?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're going the speed limit, bitches.
So
Totally a speed limit out.
as you take off, Salim kind of looks back at the bent pyramid. I hope she is all right.
Who? Neris?
Miss
Ava,
Cowles.
insensitive.
Miss Cal. My brain just went, I don't even know what's happening.
I like that though. I like Irene's like,
No.
There's so much happening. I hope so too, but she made a choice and I think she's happy with that choice.
Irene,
Uh-huh.
I need you to make a sanity check.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. I mean, usually fine, but yeah.
Ew. I hate that. I hate that.
I
you've
have
lost-
so much sanity. It
Sanity.
is so funny that
A lot of sanity.
I can't wait till you finally behold Nyarlathotep and you fail and you roll. Whatever. It's fine. You're fine.
We'll
I'm
stop
glad.
it before that happens. We'll
Yeah.
never have to.
She made a choice. And when he says that, I don't know, it brings up thoughts of Ava, right?
Mhm.
But there are new thoughts. There are memories that don't make sense. The face-off with Robert Houston. You have memories of Dr. Cowles being there. You have memories of Dr. Cowles talking to Kakakatak and Ava being there. You have memories of a choice to get on a boat with you to become part of this fight. It's what you've always known happened, but it's different. You still lose a sanity point. Just
that's fair.
you just don't lose more. It's kind of the same effect as what happened when you used the pocket watch to save Charles from the ghouls.
Yeah, I imagine it's a very similar feeling of like things that didn't happen did and things that should have happened didn't.
Right. And you still see her falling and saving herself, but I don't know, there's something like subtly different about your memories. Anyway, driving, 45 miles per hour, nailed it.
So fast.
So fast.
The site at Memphis is impressively guarded as you approach. Really, from the look of it, even from afar, it only really lacks minefields and machine guns to be up to the defensive standards of the Great War. Ganymede, obviously with experience of archaeological digs, you know this level of defense is unusual, but not necessarily unheard of, especially in countries where there's political or civil unrest.
As we get closer, is there any indication of who's doing the guarding? Do they look like Egyptian police, or are they in civilian clothes?
Make a spot hidden.
Okay. Oh. Not my day.
I mean, as far as you can tell, like maybe some kind of private guard. They are all kind of wearing uniforms, but not ones you recognize. Salim says, so, looking at that, what is the plan? Are we just, because I assume I will have to talk. Why are we here? What are we saying? Why we're here?
I should have a friend that's part of an expedition in the area.
Salim, why don't you tell them that, tell them that the Daring is planning an archaeological expedition of our own, and here's a survey team. You can tell them my name if you like, and Charles's perhaps. She looks back at you. Our wealthy benefactor?
Yes, very good. Good. I'm gonna bring you over to the map. If I can find it, there it is.
Ooh.
So, as you pull up, it is fenced off. You see a heavy-duty truck kind of near the gate. Next to this fantastic-looking car, a Pierce Arrow. The truck is running. There's someone sitting in the front. And you see all the guards stationed around. And they start, communicating with each other as you pull up. And Salim gets out, again, hands up, and goes to talk to the guard at the front. None of you speak Arabic, so it looks like it's going well. Salim is good at, he's good at his job, and the main guy goes, the main guard, the one who's right on the other side of the fence, goes toward the table where you can see a European man reading. They exchange, and then the European man comes over to the fence. No, I don't need that. I need my portraits. Where are my portraits? There we go. Look at him. He is in his 20s, mid-20s, tall, lean, blonde with a prominent chin and nose. He's smiling. His smile looks a bit like a sneer, but I don't know, maybe I think it's not that unusual. But he comes over to you. Hello, Martin Winfield. How may I help you? Something about a survey expedition? A friend of Miss Broadmoor's? Something like that?
Ganymede steps up to I'm gonna actually try to, if I can I walk around to that gate, or is it?
No, it goes up.
There's relief, yeah. So I'll step right up to it. Big smile on my face. Mr. Winfield, is it?
Yes, Martin.
Yes, Lieutenant Ganymede Graves of the archaeology department of the SS Daring. We're yes, planning for an expedition next season. I should introduce our benefactor. This is Mr. Charles Rapp.
Charlie will step up, winning smile, vibing, and reach. Is the gate like that one that you could reach through to shake somebody's hand?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Then Charlie will reach over to.
Yes. Well, come in. He shakes your hand, and the gates are parted. They can kind of lift and move them, and you are allowed in. Though the car is not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
Yes, we've heard that you've had experience at several sites this season. Just eager to hear what new discoveries you've perhaps found. Any new leads?
Oh yes, everyone is very interested in our work. Please come in. Miss Broadmoor had a bit of a sunstroke, so she is resting, but I can tell her you're here. Please, come in. Great. So the camp.
Right, if we move our
Yeah, move around. Can I get you anything? Any refreshments? We have some lovely tea.
Ganny, this look of relief sort of washes over her face, and she says, that's so kind of you. It feels like it's been days since I've had a proper cup of tea.
Yes, well, excuse me a moment. I will get right on that myself, and I'm sure Dr. Clive will be here to talk with you. I'll let him know you're here, so you can ask him whatever questions you like. And he walks over to this big tent. And you're alone for a second.
I'm doing a little look-see around.
A little look-see?
Little just peek-see, like
Yeah.
looking around.
Sure.
Deb is also doing a little look-see around, trying to... Deb needs a pair of sunglasses. Deb's trying to look like the muscle.
Yeah.
While also looking down.
He's trying to look like he's so tough and so beat up.
Oh
Ooh.
no, I've done well.
Oh no, you've done well.
Deb's ribs are
Christ,
hurting
I
a little
always
bit.
forget Charlie's headed is
It's
so
so
high.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah, so couple interesting things. Someone is peeking out at you from one of the tents.
Okay.
From
Do they look
this
familiar to me?
tent. Nope.
Okay. I'll kind of walk over there a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Meep, meep, meep. Boop, 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 boop. Just say hello.
The man you now see inside, who kind of like steps back as you approach. About 40, short, stout. He looks like the archetypal English archaeologist abroad. Hello.
We don't bite. You're more than welcome to join us.
Wonderful. Yes, the capital. Yes.
Charlie Rapp. He'll stick out a
Charlie?
hand.
Charlie Rapp.
Yes.
He is like flustered. His like cheeks like light up. Let me show you, James.
Yeah, let me see.
Look at
Zeb
him.
is so confused.
Oh, I love him.
By this
Oh,
reaction.
what a guy. Look at his little tie.
Look at his little tie.
His little bow tie.
He like rushes out
Oh,
when
so-
you say who you are.
Reaction.
Yeah.
And those are, yes. Come, look casual. He kind of toddles over.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
James Gardner.
Okay, James Gardner.
Yes.
And I'll bring him over to the group, and I'll kind of behind him a little bit and be like, "All right, everyone, this is Mr. James Gardner, and he seems to know who I am."
Yes, look casual, everyone. Yes.
How fortunate. Lieutenant Ganymede Graves, Mr. Gardner.
Yes, introductions. Good. And he's like kind of like, he's not doing a great job about being subtle, but he's like looking around.
I'm trying to remember, did Nigel have an inside man here?
Not that you knew of,
Okay.
besides Agatha.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gardner.
Yeah, he like leans across to shake your hand and like whispers, Agatha told me you'd be coming.
Oh, wonderful! I heard she'd fallen ill. Is she doing all right?
I have not seen her this morning.
Is that unusual?
Yes. She's an early riser.
Which tent is hers?
He points, she stays with Miss Specht. And he
Is
points,
Miss Specht in her tent at the moment?
I'm not sure. I retreated to mine.
All right.
I'm supposed to tell you things.
Well, by all means.
I think Irene like looks around for like making sure that's that the other people aren't showing up anytime soon.
Make a spot
like,
hidden.
Cool. Yeah, I don't want to be like we're in the middle of a very sensitive conversation.
Yeah. A hard. Okay. Couple interesting things.
Okay.
The truck is headed out, and that is what looks like most of the guards are like dealing with. But when one like points like, oh, you head this direction or whatever it is, with a hard success, you can see it from where you are. The inverted ankh.
Yeah, motherfucker. I think Irene like if she's looking around mostly for the is the guy gonna come back with Mr. Clive, and then she turns and she sees the tattoo. And I think in that same sweeping motion, like she puts a hand on like on like the table that they're all kind of around. Maybe we can talk about this over tea later. And I think on the table she draws out the symbol of the ankh. And then like kind of and then just like points her finger towards the guards.
Yes, they're always watching. They were watching Agatha most closely, but they watch me too. And I need to tell you what she said I should tell you. He's like looking at you, like straightening his bow tie, like looking around, obviously paranoid.
There's no one within earshot of us right now.
Not that you can see.
Well, I got an extreme success
Is there
earlier.
a cat around here? Is there a cat listening in?
Not that you can see. You did get an extreme earlier.
I feel like I would have noticed if somebody else had been like creeping in.
You
on
don't
the
see
area.
anybody else like watching you or anything.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And the guards you can see are all at a distance. And the truck is now on and loud. So, the mummy we found, it was the mummy of Nitocris. I don't know why Dr. Clive said it wasn't. There were texts. We knew where to look. We knew when we came here where to look and who we were looking for. I think he's been maybe overly discreet in not identifying the mummy, but of course there were so many legends. But what Agatha wanted me to tell you is I don't believe that the sarcophagus ever left the pyramid. I believe, I have a theory, it's just a theory, about tunnels connecting the Great Pyramids underground. I believe there is some undetected passage, either in the antechambers or the secret chamber itself. I'm not quite sure. We could not find one, I looked, but I believe that is how. I don't believe the sarcophagus ever left the pyramid. And he's getting like very flustered and like, his cheeks are red and he's making big gestures. And that's when Martin comes back out with a big tray of tea, smiling. All right. Oh, you've met Mr. Gardner. Wonderful. How are you this morning, Jimmy? Oh, good, thank you, Martin. The heat, It's not even the hottest part of the day. Maybe you should retire. No, I'm fine.
You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of, Egypt.
Very good, Miss Graves, very good.
Yes, I'm on something of a roll today. Anyway, I'm wondering if, thank you so much for the tea, but I can see that things are, that you're in the middle of things. I wonder if is Professor Clive himself available, or might you walk us around the site? I'd be interested to see your techniques and layout. My goal here is to get him away from Gardner so the others can learn more from him.
Make a charm or persuade.
All right. I mean, I've been so charming at this point. I don't know why I need to make another roll, but I will. I did just get some luck.
It's only 6.
It's only 6. I will. How much do I have left? Oof.
The free resource.
I'm getting close to that 30 threshold, though.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna use one.
You're gonna use a reroll, or?
I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
Crap.
I'll fetch Dr. Clive, of course. He'll be thrilled to see some other academically minded archaeologist. Excuse me, and he leaves the tea on the table.
I do not touch the tea.
Why not? You were gonna.
Charlie definitely reaches for it. This like silly boy.
Zeb slaps her hand.
Yeah, Charlie's done this very recently
Yeah.
too.
Like, the thing is, like, we all remember England. Charlie did this the most recently.
Yeah, I did.
Charlie.
So recently. Yeah.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm gonna need to reroll. That's stupid.
I hate when I fail things that I'm supposed to make good at. There we go. A hard success, which is what you needed anyway. As you you smell the tea. It's the same tea.
It's the same tea.
It's the same tea.
Yeah. Charlie was reaching for it. Zeb slapped his hand. He gets a smell of the tea and he just laughs. Like it's ridiculous at this point. I'm just fuck it. I'm just gonna knock it over. I'm just gonna spill all the tea.
Okay. As you do, and it clatters, James, oh my. As Martin comes back out with who you assume to be Dr. Clive.
Yeah, Charlie is like he's like, oh, my bad.
Everything all right, Mr. Rapp?
I haven't been getting much sleep, just a little bit clumsy.
Yes.
His face backs it up. He does not look amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredibly attractive. I don't
Yeah,
feel like I need to keep saying that, but I will.
Yeah.
He's beautiful, but he does look exhausted.
And Dr. Clive comes over, holds out his hand. Miss Graves, Mr. Rapp, Miss Blackwell, Mr. Claiborne Montgomery.
Dr. Clive, it's such a pleasure. Lieutenant Ganymede Graves of the Daring, I've heard so much about you from a very young age, from my parents, in fact. Did you have some knowledge of them? William and Phoebe, they certainly did of you.
Oh, yes, quite respected. Quite respected. We weren't in exactly the same field, of course. And he calls over, and one of the folks assisting on the dig comes out to kind of clean up the tea. So what exactly can I help you with?
Well, first, allow me to introduce Mr. Charles Rapp, who is going to serve as the benefactor for an expedition from the Daring next season.
Hopefully somewhere a bit more temperate, lad? Because you look terrible.
Yeah. I think Charlie says, I'm accompanying Miss Graves as a formality. I doubt that I'll actually be part of the expedition when they return.
And he gives a knowing little wink to Ganymede.
The money doesn't need to come.
Yeah.
Is kind of Charlie's,
I was hoping that you might give us a bit of a walk about your site. Would love to hear more about your discoveries. I heard there was some upset of some kind with something that you found up north.
Oh, yes. I'm surprised you haven't read all about it in the papers.
I haven't, in fact.
Yes, well, I'm happy to tell you. Yeah, or do you guys want to go on a little walk around?
Yeah, let's take a look around. And I want to snoop so bad. I'm gonna be snoopy as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
I'm looking for Agatha Broadmoor's tent.
Yeah.
I have a question before we move on from here, though. It looks on the map as though our car is blocking the way out for that truck. Is that the case?
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Actually, yeah.
We're just casually blocking the way.
Yeah, I think that's why one of the guards runs over and says something to Dr. Clive. Oh, Mr. Claiborne Montgomery, would you mind moving your car so our truck can get out? Going to resupply in the city.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I bring it in then?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Pretend it won't start. Pretend it won't start.
I have great drive auto. I am not a mechanic.
But you can fuck something up. I'm pretty sure you don't need to be a mechanic to fuck something up.
Fuck up a car.
Yeah.
So Zeb, are you gonna go move the car in?
Oh.
All the guards have guns, by the way, in case you were
Okay, yeah,
like,
so-
worried about it.
Does anyone give Zeb a look as he's going out?
What kind of look?
the look, the just the do something look is the question.
I mean, this is the whole reason why I asked.
Okay, so is the enemy giving Zeb a look?
She is.
Someone give the poor man a look.
You got it.
Oh, I really should have put some points into mechanical repair.
Okay, so are you going to move the car?
I'm trying not. I'm gonna sabotage the car.
Okay. Okay, cool. But you're going over there.
I'm going over there.
Great. Wonderful. This guard will go with you because he's friendly.
Oh, son of
Yeah, so cars don't have keys. They're just kind of like a button pushing, I think, right?
This is like
Yeah.
Or shifting, whatever. I don't know. But they don't have keys. So to sabotage this, I guess you're gonna act like it won't start and then check under the hood, right? Or are you gonna try and like do something right when you get up there?
Oh man, this is where I wish I personally knew about cars. Yeah, I think Zeb's going to try and act like it won't start.
Okay, great. I need some kind of social check.
Charm? Persuade work? Persuade?
Yeah, persuade's great.
Persuade?
They don't know a ton about cars, so I've decided. No one here is an
No.
expert car guy.
No. Sad.
I mean, there's not a lot of
Woo!
expert
Let's
car guys
go!
around this time.
Oh.
Let's go.
Remember that time that I got
Excellent.
like extreme successes on those mechanical repairs when I only was 16? Anything is possible.
Okay, so that's going well. Back in the center.
Yeah.
Above table, are we trying to get Dr. Clive and what's his phrase busy so that we can get more information out of Gardner, or are we trying to investigate more about this place? It's more just like, where do we need to split up, or if we
Yeah.
need to split up, because we can easily do that.
I want to go see Agatha. I'm gonna like
Right.
insist to see her. If she's ill, like I want to see her.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so I guess it's just like, how much do we want to do different things to keep distractions going on while we also do other stuff, and what other stuff we need to do that will require distraction. Just a above the table thing.
I don't think it'll need a distraction for me to go talk to Agatha. The only thing that's gonna need separation is getting to talk to James, which I don't know that that's gonna be like a right now type thing with Martin and
Henry.
Clive, like right
Yeah,
here.
Clive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
because
probably-
the other thing that I can think of is that Irene can stay behind as like, oh yeah, like I'm just the artist for Miss Graves. I'm here to take in some sketches of what the site looks like. I want to sit here and do a drawing of this vantage point. You go on ahead. I'll also keep an eye on Zeb, who's having car troubles. That's the only thing, and that way I can be like, hey James, tell me more about the site from your view, super casually. That's just my thinking as a possibility. I'm just like, meh. Depends on what we need. And if we want to leave Zeb by himself too.
He's fine by himself. I don't.
Okay,
He's
who's
fine.
going where?
I'm going with them.
With them.
Like on the walk. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take you to, I mean, they're probably going to take you back into the circular tent because that's where currently they have like their findings set up.
That's fine. I'll play nice.
Okay. Boop. It's just a little tent. Just a little guy.
Aw, cute.
And Irene, are you trying to like hang back? James is trying to hang back.
I think this is just like a you go ahead, Miss Graves. I'm gonna capture this site so that we can see if we can replicate it later on in our own expedition.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Thank you.
she just gestures like she's just sitting at the same place. She's like, I'll stay right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Charlie too would say like, and once Zebulon moves the car, you can always see if he'll get out his camera, if pictures would be allowed. He would say like looking at the like, you know, Martin and
Yes, of course. Okay, yeah, James kind of edges to the tent because I think you can tell like Martin is keeping an eye on James. So James is like making sure he stays in eye line. Kind of like twiddles his thumbs.
Charlie will just go inside with Ganny though.
Yeah,
into the tent.
Clive and Martin kind of show you some of their what they've been uncovering at Memphis, tell you the story you've heard before about their discovery at Giza. You know, there was a gold coffer, papyrus scrolls, but all the scrolls were totally illegible, the result of improper sealing when the coffer was originally placed in the chamber.
Charlie would ask a lot of questions about expenses.
Oh yeah, sure.
They've been keeping a detailed record of. He doesn't really care, but you know, for the facade of it.
Mm-hmm. Irene, what are you doing?
I think like I'm staying. Like I said that I was gonna do some drawings right here, so I'm staying, and I do have like the sketchbook open, and I am like drawing.
Yeah.
Like I think this. If anyone peered over, there is a drawing that is happening.
Yeah.
She's taking her time though. She's not as fast as she usually is.
Mm-hmm.
And she does kind of see if James is like, please come with me to this hidden space. Or
he doesn't indicate anything, but he kind of, makes sure he can turn to you.
Yeah. I think it's mostly she's just putting on the airs of like, oh, this is just like casual conversation as she's busy working.
Yeah. At this point, a woman comes out of this tent. Tall, blonde, tan, close fit tailored shirt. Her blonde hair's in a ponytail. There she is. And she walks over to the two of you. Guten Morgen. I'm Joanna Specht.
Oh, respect. We heard your name as part of the expedition. Nice to meet you. I'm Miss Blackwell.
Shakes your hand. We have visitors, James. He says, yes. Just very, very nice people. Want to do their own archaeological expedition. I don't think here, though. And kind of like Joanna is looking at like the tea is finally done being cleaned up. Yeah, just kind of make small talk while you're drawing. Yeah.
Super cash that she is now here.
Yeah.
Love that for
I don't know.
us.
She's like she's doing like her morning stretches,
Yeah, and she'll just be like, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do here? I mean, I've obviously know what Dr. Clive does, but I'm new to this. Clearly, just do art for these types of things.
I'm an expert in hieroglyphs.
Oh, and hieroglyphs.
Yes.
Fascinating. Like written art. Really.
Yes. And she seems perfectly pleasant.
Yes. Perfectly pleasant.
Perfectly pleasant. Inside the tent, Clive and Martin kind of finish up what they're showing you. And that's about it so far, though of course we still have the day ahead of us.
Is there some event in particular that you're planned for today?
Oh, just more of the same, you know.
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
If I may ask, what happened to Miss Broadmoor? She's a dear friend of mine, and I would like to see her.
Yes, of course. Sunstroke, you know, the heat out here. It's not for everyone, especially someone as advanced in years, you know. But of course we can go and see her. She's in, we have a medical station set up in the larger tent.
Wonderful. So she's been tended to then.
Of course. We value her contributions.
Lovely. Whenever you have a moment and would like to take us over.
Yes. Let's,
Charlie's specifically inviting them to come along.
Yeah.
Suspicious and
Yeah, so they'll start to head out. At this point, Zeb, I need another persuade.
All right, yeah. So I think at this point, Zeb's sort of gone out to the hood and has popped the hood.
Yep.
And it's like, oh man, I'm just not used to driving cars out here in the desert.
So much sand in here.
There's just so much sand everywhere. Yeah, so he's gonna go in. He's like, I think I may see problem here, says, you know what? I think it might be the spark plugs. I think the spark plugs might be bad.
Yeah, give me the persuade.
Come on. That's a success.
It is. Yeah.
Like the way you first
They're
said
like,
that.
sure. They don't know.
And he pops out, like, because I think you can just, pop out spark plugs.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I think I might have a spare one in the back. Let me go check.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to hold on to that spark plug for a moment.
Yeah.
Go to the back and start rummaging through their stuff.
Sure.
He can find one.
It's very convincing. Great. You all come back out. And Clive and Winfield will head over to the large tent.
Yes. I shall do.
When they open the flaps for you, and when the two of you, Ganymede, are you going or are you staying out? Yeah, okay. So when Charlie and Ganymede step into the tent, you don't immediately see Agatha. But you do see there is a man in here. From the back anyway, working on something or washing his hands, maybe a doctor. Short hair, dark skin, pleasantly rotund, dressed impeccably for the desert. And he turns around, and you are face to face, and only Charles knows this, with Omar Al-Shakti. Mr. Rapp, it's good to see you again.
Charlie looks like he's like both surprised and then also not surprised at all. And just kind of this look like crosses his eyes, but he smiles his charming smile and will go over, hand extended. And we'll say, Mr. Al-Shakti, it's good to see you again. Got you, Ganny.
At this moment, Martin, I think only Irene can see this. Martin turns over his shoulder, looking at the situation at the front. And Zeb, where are you? Are you still behind, or have you gotten back in? Oh, you're muted.
I think the last time we left him, he was in the back of the car.
Is that where you are?
Yes.
Great. Martin, I imagine you two are like this, and these guys are like this in my head, if that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because I'm going up to him to shake his hand.
Fantastic.
So I'm the friendliest boy.
Irene, you see Martin turn over his shoulder, look at the driver of the truck, and nod. And then the truck revs and slams on the accelerator, heading right your way, Zeb. I'm going to let you make a dex check to get somewhere to realize what is going on, and then take an action.
Spider-Man, flip over the car. Do it. You got this.
Oh, man. Dex?
Yep.
Not my strong suit.
Nope.
I was,
I'm using a life preserver. You take my dex, it's 85.
Ooh!
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Yeah, 85.
85.
That's a 36, which I think is a hard success.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
hard
Yeah.
success. So you...
Like Zev hears the rev and he's just like self-preservation instincts right now. Just is this like a narrow?
It is
sort of
pretty
route? Is it,
narrow,
like,
and this
kinda-
truck is headed right for you.
Yeah, but is it like a steep? Is it like a straight up like ravine, or is it like a canyon? Right, like has it got like more angled sides, or like straight up and down kind of sides?
I think angled. Let me move
So
some
then
stuff.
Zev can probably just like at least get a little bit up the side.
Yeah, yeah. If that's where you want to go, you can go there.
Yeah. He's gonna go up the right side. A little
Okay. Make a climb check.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
Boy. Man, really should put some more points in the climb.
Everyone always should.
Oh. Oh.
You got 8 points of luck
I
today
did,
alone.
I did, and luck is a free resource.
It's so free.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the 9 points of luck to succeed on that climb check.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're able to scramble up and hold on as the truck slams into the car and starts pushing it back. Inside the tent, you all hear this in this kind of like slow motion moment. As Omar takes Charlie's hand.
Yeah.
I hear you were looking for Miss Broadmoor.
I was indeed, but I have a feeling that she's not here anymore.
Well, she's on her way out. And that's when you hear the...
Yeah.
And he just smiles. Now, if you'll all indulge me, I'd like to cut away from this moment to somewhere different.
What if we say no? We won't indulge you.
Zev is clinging to the side of a ravine.
It's great! Everything's going super well.
We're not feeling particularly indulgent at the moment.
That's just mean.
Yes, go on.
Thank you. Did I drag you over? Ava. You are in the top of the bent pyramid. Alone. It's dark. The archway is there before you. You're alone. You think? But you feel like someone in the room with you.
I will step kind of further into the room, like looking around to see.
Standing where the portal was, where the hemispheric map now is a woman. Maybe early mid-20s with red hair. Kind of breathing heavily. I made it. And she like clutches her head like she has like a migraine or something. How?
Hello. Are you all right?
I think so. Is this real?
Yes, I think so.
And she like clutches her head. I feel like there are two of me. I don't know how I can be here like this. And her hands go to her belly, just flat.
I
remember.
What do you mean?
I remember. Do you know where she is?
Who?
Mweru. Is she
No.
here?
I don't know.
He's...
Who said?
him. She doesn't elaborate.
Did you go through a portal
I did.
to save somebody?
To see the real Egypt. And I came back and and she reaches again to her belly. But something, I saw it all, I did it so I could get back to her. Gestures. How am I here? Something's changed.
She's like kind of like
Yeah.
flustered, like I can try and help you. I think I know how to get out, and I know people here in Egypt.
Who are you?
My name is Ava Cowles.
What year is it?
1925.
Yes, I have memories of... Something's changed.
What was your name?
Hypatia Masters. That's where we're going to end this session of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Excellent. Let's go around checking with everybody. Everyone looks like they're doing real good right now. Tommy?
You know, you tried to run me over with a train once, and
I
now you're trying to run me over with a car.
Yeah.
You just
big
seem to
truck.
have a thing with motor vehicles of some sort and trying to run me over.
Yeah, how many hit points you got, buddy?
Not a lot, but hopefully enough. Man, what a great episode. Obvious, just casually walking into another trap, that's us. That's our life. And yeah, I can't believe you cut away from us.
I know, so rude.
So cannot wait to find out how this turns out next week. Yeah, otherwise, I'm at Imperative Penguin on the Twitter. I do tabletop RPG stuff, and I do some video editing stuff. And if you weren't here last week, as I said, I am opened up to doing taking on video editing commissions, like the trailer or the opening credits for this show. If you are interested, check out my Twitter. There's a postie at the top of my feed, and it has all my information there.
Excellent. Yes, we are closing the giveaway like now. So if you want those Roll20 games, there are 10 of them. My goodness. But let's go over to Summer. How you feeling? How's it going?
So fun. I love being here. Hi, it's me, Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. You can find me on Twitch at It's Just a Summer Job, where I stream most days. Likely will be later today as well. You can find me here every Saturday morning. You can find me over on Dylan's channel, A Narcissus, every Monday. What an episode. I was not expecting Omar to be in the tent at all, so that's super fun. Glad he's here. We have like a really good relationship. So can't wait to see what happens next. Hopefully Zeb does not get crushed. And hi, Patient Masters, but she's not pregnant. I'm confused. What's going on? Yeah. Next week we'll find out.
Sure we will. In the meantime, let's go up to Allison.
I don't even know what to say other than I feel like I just failed a real life sanity check. I am blown away by whatever it is that just happened. I'm deeply shaken. I love it so much. This is so cool. I can't believe I have to wait a whole week though to come back to this scene. Trapped. Who could have guessed?
No one.
Who could have seen it coming?
I don't know.
No one. Well, I'm grateful for all of the gifts and subs and tips that keep us alive and fighting the good fight in 1925. And I cannot wait to see all of you back here again next week.
Excellent. Kienna?
How would the plot advance if we didn't walk into the traps that we know are there, but would still be interesting to find out about? There would be no plot. Can you imagine us avoiding everything?
No.
Not us.
No.
Avoiding stuff? Absolutely not. Not a play style. Not completionist.
No.
Yeah, so this is going to be exciting. This is going to be great and fun for everybody. We're definitely in the right position and right state to be entering a potential combat situation. That's us.
Yep.
Look at us go.
Woo!
But yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here in the channel. I'll be over on Nars's channel tonight for From Dust. But otherwise, just check out Archon, Cyberpunk setting book, if you want that in your life over on Middleway Games. And yeah, what about you, Lauren?
Yes, me. I'm Lauren. I had a big brain idea last night. You know, portals, time fuckery. If Hypatia's here, who's where she was?
Right.
Maybe we'll find out. Anyway, I'm sometimes that salty ginger around the interwebs, but I'll be here, plotting, scheming as we enter the end of this campaign. Maybe next week. No. So, yeah, thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice and Grinding Coffee Co. You can follow us on YouTube and Twitter at saltysweetgames for updates. Hawk has won the Roll20 codes for so many games. Yay, Hawk! I will message you on Twitter with the instructions and then all of the codes. Got some good stuff. If you already have any of these, please feel free to gift them to other folks. But I'll message you. Fantastic. I'll do that on Twitch. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Thank you to the folks over on YouTube. Thanks everybody who was on the chat today. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. We're gonna go raid a friend because that is what we do. Gonna go raid our pal Invert, I think is live. And we'll be back next week. Wave bye everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.